good evening. Hello there. I'm Julie Nemitz, and welcome to the premiere episode of Dinner and a Show with me, Julie Nemitz, and friends. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is, like I said, the premiere episode. About 2 months ago, we were talking about what would the winter fall season look like for Farmers Alley Theater at home. And Jeremy, Adam, and Rob said to me, well, Julie, do you want to do a show? And I was like, maybe I do. Because you know what? There's one thing that I miss so much about the pandemic and what it's caused and why we're sheltering in place and we're still trying to keep ourselves safe and secure is that I really miss cooking for people. I love having dinner parties. I love cooking for people. I love having backyard parties. And this year just hasn't allowed for that. And so I thought, well, let me combine the two things that I love: cooking for people, cooking in general, and theater talk. So I have incredible friends that have been so generous to join me tonight. And I really am so thrilled to welcome them on the screen now. Atis and Lisa Kleinbergs.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hello, you two. This was a fun fact. Back in like the 90s, there was this really big wave of doing gourmet dinner parties where a lot of the theater couples, like my parents and the Mullets and the Menschingers, they would all get together and they'd have these like rotating dinner parties. And so I thought, what better two guests to bring on for my first show would be you two.
Thank you.
I'm so thrilled to have you here. And Atis,
yes.
I was thinking so hard. I'm trying to remember when we met because I think you were still in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And I was at Western, and you came to the Civic, and we were doing summer shows together, right?
Yep. Summer shows,
Okay.
yep.
And I remember you doing Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Oh, that was, I was earlier than that.
Yeah, it was earlier than that, right?
Yeah. But
That's what
I saw you do, did you do Mama Rose's part of all of that?
I did.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Was
I
that
did indeed.
where in the timeline was all of that?
That was in the 90s. That was in the early 90s, right? And you were which character were you?
Oh, I wasn't in that show. I don't think I was.
You weren't. You weren't in Gypsy. Okay. Well, I can say there are two shows that I know for sure you've done
Yes.
at Farmers Alley Theater. One is I had to pick my personal favorite, and that was, of course, The Producers.
Yay.
You were-
Okay.
He loved that.
You were so amazing. I always like to say I have my top 10 shows Farmers Alley's ever done. And this is in the top 10 for sure. And to me personally, it was my favorite role you ever played.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. I still have that pigeon, mind you.
Really?
It's in the next room. Yes, indeed.
Oh my God, I love it. Remind me of your character's name.
Franz.
Franz, that's right. Well, and then Lisa, you are also from one of my favorite shows that Farmers Alley has done. And that was called what?
The Christian.
The Christians. Yes. Oh my God. That was the Christians stuff. Oh my gosh. You think I was blonde? No, I loved The Christians because I thought about that show for weeks after it was over.
Oh,
Fox. We love you, Fox.
Hello, Fox. Hello. I will tell you too, Lisa, because I'm trying to think of when I met you. And I think it was shortly after we moved back because Rich and the kids and I were on the East Coast. We came back here about 4.5 years ago. And I can't remember exactly when I met you, but I knew Atis introduced us. And the first thing I thought was, well, oh my God, she's enchanting. That's like the best word I can use to describe you. You are enchanting, like your energy, your talent. So Atis did good. Atis done good.
I punched above my weight class, I will say.
Thank you.
And it's just so wonderful to have you guys here tonight. And The Christians, like I said, was an incredible show. I know that was a special one for you, and I know we're going to talk about that later for sure. But the first word in this show is called dinner. And so I want to tell you what's for dinner tonight.
Yes.
Jason, can you roll that food cam, that beautiful bean footage? Just kidding. We're not having beans tonight. We are having tonight a lovely firecracker salmon. And I'll tell you, it has every spice you could ever imagine in it. It's got chili. It's got sriracha. It's got chili flakes. It's very, very spicy and yummy. And it's very easy to make because all you need to do is marinate it and then throw it on the grill. It's so super easy. And then in the oven to finish it off. I'm like my mom. I like to take a recipe and then actually add something to it. And for this particular recipe, what I did is I added cilantro and I added chili dusted pumpkin seeds for a little crunch.
Pepitas.
Yes. Thank you, Jason. You can take that down now. But that's what's for dinner. And then there's also poblano pepper rice. And do you want to show that picture of me making the poblanos? Because it's so much fun. You just grill. I literally put them on top of the fire, and it gets them all charred. And then you put them in a plastic bag to sweat. And then when they're done, you just rub the skin off, and they're all set and all ready. So that is what's for dinner tonight. I do have to tell you that I admire people that cook from scratch, but they also annoy me. So I'm a huge fan of Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's does an amazing street Mexican grilled rice with cojita cheese. And so I grabbed that, pop that in the microwave, and that's the veg, right? So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was fun to drop off food for you in our mass.
Oh, good.
So good, Julie.
Yay!
It was hard waiting this long to eat.
Oh, that's sweet. You know what? I also, while we're taking a couple little bites, I cannot resist. I have to show some pictures of your wedding.
Okay.
Because it is so amazing. Walk us through these. Where were you guys?
Okay, so
this is
the story. Do you remember the warehouse, Julie? Were you
Yes.
around for that? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the warehouse was a dance club. Before that, it was the Whistle Stop Bar and Nightclub.
Yep.
We met dancing at the warehouse and
on industrial night,
right? And
you met out at a club?
yeah, we did.
We met in a bar.
And so what you're seeing, the building that we're in turned into a banquet hall. That is the warehouse. So we met there, and our wedding reception is there.
I love it.
We're sampling the cake.
And Lisa, your dress was so gorgeous.
Aw, thank you.
So classy and beautiful.
I actually bought it. So way back when, in 2000, before the internet became a thing, I bought that online, sight unseen. It was just like, well, I saw a picture of it. It was like, oh.
You're kidding.
Yep, shipped it from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh my gosh.
It had like a corset that laced up the back. So pretty. And nothing around here could compete. So yeah.
Oh no, not at all. Not with that type of detail. I got my dress was a knockoff that I got in Chinatown. And I had to go up these like 3 flights of stairs to this really, really scary place where they had all these knockoff gowns, and that's where I got my dress.
Love it.
And when you live in New York, you can do that.
It's true. It's true. Now you guys have been married how many years?
20.
A long time. Yes, 20.
20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Very, very nice. Wonderful, wonderful. All is going well, right?
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about Corona, right? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But before we do that, I do feel like I really need to start some game showing. Okay.
Oh gosh. The glasses are coming on. Uh-oh.
Before we go into the questions, I've got questions for our guests. I have to say thank you to you guys. They brought me a beautiful Whispering Angel rosé, and dry wines always go well with fish. So bravo to you too. I love it. So thank you so much for that. And I don't whisper, and I'm not an angel, but I really like the wine.
Yeah, the title, I'm like, nah, you should really workshop that. The wine's really good. The title, I'm like, really? Whispering Angel?
But hey, it's wonderful. So cheers to you too.
Cheers. Cheers, Julie.
Thank you.
Cheers. So thank you. Okay.
All right.
So let's go ahead. Let's go into this. All right. This is going to be sort of newlywed style. I asked Lisa and I asked Atis some questions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that question and they're going to have to tell me what their spouse answered. Okay. So make sure you keep in your mind what you answered, right? But I want to go with the first question. I want to give this to Lisa. And I want Atis to tell me what you think Lisa answered. Okay. So, Lisa, I asked you, what is the most gratifying and artistically fulfilling show that you've been a part of? Atis, what do you think she said?
There's no pressure here at all, right? Well, I'm basing it on my experience, and I'm hoping. Stop. I'm hoping that she might have said Much Ado About Nothing, but it's probably not.
Wah, wah. Lisa,
Okay.
Lisa, do you want to tell him?
What?
What did you pick?
I picked the Christians.
I know.
No, tell us why. Tell us why.
Okay. Because it was the first show I had ever done at Farmers Alley, the first show I had ever done with D. Terry Williams, the first professional show I had ever done without Atis. I was on my own. And I was a little bit terrified. I ended up taking an improv class with Tara from Crawl Space Eviction just to kind of like gird myself up. It was such a great experience, though. Everyone was lovely. I am spoiled for life by that company and crew. Seriously, I mean, that is just like on a shelf forever as like the apex of what a show could be. So yeah, It wasn't Much Ado. Sorry.
That's okay. That's fine.
For the audience, it was too, Lisa. It was so, like I said, it's one of those shows that you thought about for weeks, days afterwards, just because it makes you really think about, a topic like religion and how you describe and how you stay true to your faith. And it just poses so many great questions. And that's what I love about theater is it makes you think, the great stuff does, All right, cool. Atis.
Yeah.
Same question. What is the most gratifying, artistically fulfilling show that you've been a part of? And Lisa, what do you think Atis said?
I would say Cyrano. He did an almost one-man show at the Civic, Cyrano de Bergerac, and he was incredible. It hit all of his strengths. It had the humor, the gravitas, the comedy, everything. It was just phenomenal. And he did it like right after he had gallbladder surgery.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I was on the phone with Kevin Dodd in like
2 weeks prior to opening.
Bad. I mean, he was like white and it was horrible. And he was in surgery for like 4 hours. And I'm just sitting in the waiting room like, yeah, he's still in there, Kevin. Yep.
Oh, about that.
How can you forget about that? Oh my God.
Oh my
God. The doctor's like, he needs to rest. He needs to be at home. Atis like straps himself up and goes to rehearsal, sits in a chair and sweats the entire time. But he's at rehearsal, goddammit. And it was a good show. It was a fantastic show. So I hope that's what he said because like blood, sweat, and tears right there and like gallbladder fluid. But yeah, it was incredible. So
I did not hear that. I've never heard that story. Oh my gosh. So Atis, did she get it right?
No, not at all.
I did not. 20 years. Woo, woo, woo. No.
Hey, we're learning things all the time.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. What did you pick Atis?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, what? It was Much Ado with her.
Much Ado. Now tell us about that show. Where'd you guys do it?
We did it at the Civic.
Right.
Guest director was Kurt Tofteland.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if do you know Shakespeare Behind Bars, that whole project?
No.
Basically.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So he heads that up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He was also, I think, artistic director for Virginia Shakespeare Festival for a hot.
Mm-hmm. Alabama Shakes.
No, I think it was Virginia.
Shakes? Virginia Shakes? Okay.
Pretty sure it wasn't Alabama. Anyway, sorry. But it was a great experience because, I got to work with her and just share that stage and see her shine and be able to bounce off of that in front of everybody was just awesome. And the company was great.
Yeah.
everything about that show just had that little bit of sparkle for me.
Wasn't it done like turn of the century? Am I?
Yeah, Spanish-American War.
Yep, 1918.
Spanish-American War, that's right. I just remember Lisa's costume from the picture.
Oh, hairstyle.
Yes. That's awesome. Okay, well, you guys didn't pick the right shows, but what you picked is wonderful. Everything you guys just described, all wonderful performances. Being a theater couple is really an interesting journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, now didn't you mention to me that you didn't grow up doing theater? You didn't grow up in theater, is that right?
No, so I'm not a theater kid. I didn't get on stage until my 30s, and it was because this guy was in rehearsal all the time, and I'm like, where's the show? What? It'll be fine. It was a musical. I do not sing. I do not dance. Principal dancer. That's what I was cast as. Principal dancer. Yep. Fantastic. So I worked hard, deeply. And then Michelle Hopkins convinced me to audition for Taming of the Shrew. And I'm like, sure, that sounds great. And I got to slap him every night. It was fantastic.
Stage slap or real slap? Are you guys in the reality?
Oh no.
No, I actually I caught him in the eye once. He had to throw me over his shoulder and take me off stage. He ran me into a cement pole.
Not as retaliation, but
it
was a physical show.
It was bad. It was, we had many bruises from that show.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the secret. You probably just realized, right? That you're like, well, if I want to see my husband, I have to do theater too. It makes total sense. There's that saying, I have rehearsal. I mean,
right?
Somebody's always in rehearsal, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, next question. Here we go. All right. Dream role. Atis, what role do you think Lisa said is her dream role that she would want to play, and why?
I have absolutely no idea.
That's great. Neither do I.
You should have because you haven't been doing this long enough. Maybe, I don't know.
No, right? We need to keep going. We need to. Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't answer?
What?
Did you not have an answer for my dream role?
No, we answered our
What
own.
did you think she picked?
Yeah,
She said,
I honest to gosh have no idea.
Okay.
Lisa, what did you say?
What did you say?
Oh, for my dream role?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a theater kid, so I really don't have a dream role. I really like the playwright Sarah Rule. I read Dead Man's Cell Phone, and I was like, who is this person? Oh my God. And she has.
I was gonna guess that.
Oh really? Oh, good job. I like her sense of playfulness. I like how she writes. She was going to be a poet before she became a playwright, and I think that really comes through in what she puts together. So I can't pick like one particular stage because it'd be amazing. I mean, so many things would be amazing, and I don't think she's done a lot here in Kalamazoo. So I would love to see something.
Well, I'm going to get on my soapbox in a minute because it's a little frustrating that more shows aren't done with female playwrights. She wrote a wonderful play you'll have to check out called The Clean House.
I've heard about that.
It's so good. It's about this Brazilian housekeeper who dreams of being a comedian. And it's like about her, it's basically, it's a political play, and the fact that she's stuck in the role she's in, and challenged with her, her role in the world, and yet here she has this big dream. It's really good. So if you're out there, jump on Amazon, grab it. It's a great play to read. It's wonderful, wonderful. So Sarah Rule is amazing, among many other female playwrights. Absolutely. Okay, Lisa, what do you think Atis picked for his dream role?
I thought I just answered. Was it not Cyrano? Did I just talk? This is a different question.
No, it is.
Yes.
What do I think
role.
He picked?
Yeah.
Dream role, yes.
I don't know what he picked.
Atis, what did you pick?
I picked Don Quixote from Man of La Mancha.
You could tilt some windmills.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. It's I think that speaks to the heart of me. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm certainly not of an age yet where I can play it, which is good. I got time.
Yes. And theater's not really being done right now. So there you go.
You're right.
Your essential
You would be wonderful. That is an incredible role, and that's a perfect dream role. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a dream role for sure.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question, Lisa. What do you love most about Atis?
Oh, this is so easy. His heart, absolutely his heart. He has the biggest, just most generous, the biggest, most generous heart. And let me tell you, it is incredible. Like I've had a really rough couple of weeks at my job, especially that this week has been just very trying. Yeah. So I came down from my office upstairs on Wednesday, and he had baked me cookies. It was 10:30 in the morning, and he had baked me chocolate chip cookies, and I had a little glass of milk waiting for me because he couldn't fix what was going wrong in my life, but he knew he could make me feel better. And seriously, if you show me that you love me, that you have me forever. I mean, you can tell me you love me, and I'm like, sure, whatever. But if you show me that you love me,
I love that. I married a man with a big heart too, so I'm lucky that way. And by the way, guys, feel free to comment if you've got a comment and you want to say something. You know, Jason, throw it up on the screen, okay? If we've got some comments coming in with people. If you're new to this platform, make sure you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so that we can see your name and see your face. I should have said it at the beginning, but you know. Now I'm saying it. So jump over there. But yeah, let's see what you guys have to say. If you guys know Atis, you know Lisa, feel free to chime in and say hi.
Hi.
Even if you don't.
If you don't, just
even if you don't. Yeah, so Jason, let us see those comments as they're coming in. Awesome. Okay. Atis, what do you love most about Lisa?
Well, I said something very similar. She's got a huge heart. She's always looking out for other people. She is always reaching out, sending cards, sending birthday gifts. People I don't even know it's their birthday. She's like, yep, it's their birthday.
I love it.
You know, she's always looking out for other people. She's got a huge heart too. And
that's why you're meant to be.
Mwah.
Oh, you guys found your lobsters. You found your lobster.
What?
We found our
lobster. Do you know that's what Phoebe said in Friends when she was looking? She was like, you find your lobster. That's the person you're meant to be with.
Will you hate me if I said I don't watch Friends and haven't?
That's okay.
He has giant holes in his pop culture. Giant holes.
Atis, we can still be friends. We've been friends for decades. We will continue to be friends, even though you haven't watched Friends.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
Okay. How will you get all my pop culture references? Just kidding. Okay, next question. This is one I'm desperate for. I really want to know what you guys are watching right now on streaming. Like, what are you watching right now? Atis, can you give what's the whole thing?
Yeah. So together we've been watching Lovecraft Country. It's been really good and really unsettling in a lot of different ways.
Yep. The monsters aren't the scariest part at all.
Right. We've been watching season 10 of Archer. For just like a daily palate cleanser from the world.
Yeah, like after we're both lucky enough to work at home. So Atis is working here on the ground floor, and I'm upstairs in my office. And after a long day of being on the computer, we sit in front of the TV with our dinner, and we have like a very light little whatever. And it's been Archer, it's been Pen 15, it's been SNL. There's a really great thing on Hulu between David Tennant.
Oh yeah, it's called Staged.
Oh my God, isn't it great?
It's so good.
So good. Yeah. So we like just have something light to eat with dinner, and then we save the scary monsters for later.
I love Staged. It's so good.
So smart.
It's Michael Sheen and
David Tennant.
David Tennant. And they just are doing a pandemic play. It's just brilliant. Love it. Now, I will tell you, Pen 15 is so good, but it just scares the bejesus out of me. If you have a teenager.
Yes, do we? Oh my God. Oh no.
I know. I recommend it. It's a great show, but boy, I'm like, oh my gosh, being in the 80s and being a teenager. It's so good. Yes. Awesome. Anything else, Lisa, that Atis missed? That you've been watching?
I watch,
Yeah.
and then he watches anime like all night long.
I watch
like,
anime like crazy.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs and read. I'm like,
she's watched The Great.
oh yeah, I watched The Great.
Which
I
she
watched
likes.
Normal People, which Atis calls. Is that your Irish show? Are you watching your Irish show again? I'm like,
Oh my God, you guys, Normal People was one of my top favorite shows of the year. So good, so highly recommended on Hulu.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Oh, Young Love. Awesome. Okay, last question. We're heading into month 7 of this pandemic. We're all still trying to stay safe. You guys are working from home. I'm working from home. I have 2 children who are going to school at home. I have a husband who has to go into the classroom. So we are all definitely in a heightened state of the world right now.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, does anything annoy you about Lisa during this time of seclusion?
No. The answer is no. But
The wisest of all men.
But she does have a propensity to never leave her office if I don't drag her out.
It's on. Okay.
Lisa?
No, nothing annoying. No.
I know. I will look up and it's 2 a.m. and I'm in my office.
Thank you, Julie.
You know, Rich, I know.
Nope.
When the husband comes on to troll you.
Thanks, honey.
Thanks, sweetie.
Oh my gosh, hysterical. Oh my gosh. What about you? Anything Atis does that drives you crazy?
Well, now I want to change my answer. But I am glad I picked what I did. We basically have different levels of clutter.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks having everything across the table and on the floor is perfectly fine because he can see everything of his at one moment's notice. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. No. So, expectations, we try and meet.
We get there.
We get there.
We get there.
It's okay.
Yeah. There are days sometimes I just give up because I'm just so annoyed. I'm like, I give up. Don't do the dishes. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I just doesn't care. You know what? Pizza's okay, and sometimes the dishes don't get done. Listen, you guys, thank you so much. Those questions were fun. I'm glad you guys gave me some new ideas of things to watch. Although we do watch a lot of the same things, which is awesome because we have a taste. Right?
Right.
That's awesome. You guys, listen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
This first episode of Dinner and a Show. I'm coming back each month. Yay! Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. You know, I just miss cooking for people so much, and so thank you for being here with me and doing this with me because every minute I get to spend with you guys, I always enjoy it. I don't care if we're in Nancy and Trevor's kitchen at a party or we're backstage at the theater. It's just always a joy to spend time with you guys. So
thank you.
Same,
thank you so much. You guys, listen, there's so much coming up at Farmers Alley. And if you aren't on our email list, you really need to get on that. Just go to farmersalleytheater.com, and on the homepage, you'll see an area for you to be able to join our mailing list because there's so much going on and you don't want to miss a thing. So 2 really important things. Here's why you want to be on that mailing list. 1, you're going to hear about shows that are coming up. You're going to get first look at tickets. And 2, you can get things like the recipes of the food that I cooked tonight. So if you're on our email list, you might see that in your inbox later this week. So definitely join our mailing list if you would, because we've got so much coming up, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So we are so lucky at Farmers Alley to be partnering with Broadway On Demand this fall. And we are rolling out a series of 3 online shows that we picked and curated just for you. The first one opens October 29th, and it is The Conviction of Lady Lorraine. And I cannot tell you how incredible this experience has been, creating a teleplay out of a play that was done at Farmers Alley by Dwanda Lampkin about 2 years ago. We brought it back, and we brought in an incredibly talented theatrical and film team called Waltzing Mechanics from Chicago, and they came into our space, and we created a teleplay experience, and you can only watch it on Broadway on demand. Okay, so this is an incredible show set in Memphis, Tennessee, near the Lorraine Motel, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And a writer played by Dwanda Lampkin, and she not only plays the one-woman show, she also wrote this piece. She has a brief but powerful encounter with a homeless woman, Lady Lorraine, and you learn their stories together, and you see how Dwanda's character changes as she gets more and more into Lady Lorraine's story. So you don't want to miss it. Again, that's running on Broadway on Demand, October 29th through November 5th. And here's the really cool thing. What you do is that you buy your ticket for the show, and you can watch it whenever you want. You can watch it anytime between October 29th and November 5th. You can watch it on your computer. You can watch it on your phone. And here's the super cool thing. You can watch it on your television. So if you have a smart TV and you have Roku, Apple TV, or you have Amazon Fire, you can watch the show right there in the comfort of your living room. Isn't that the coolest thing? So while the pandemic, what we all want to get back into the theater. We all want to be going into our beautiful space that we love so much and watching theater. But until then, we've really curated some great content for you. After Lady Lorraine, we're doing a fundraiser concert. And for those of you that were able to watch our The Sun is Going to Shine concert last May, I hope you enjoyed that. This is going to knock your socks off because you are picking the shows. Yep, if you're on our mailing list, you know this. You can fill out a survey to tell us what your favorite songs were, your favorite productions. And we're going to take all that information that we get from you, and we're going to put together a show, all by requests. All the greatest hits that you've loved at Farmers Alley over the last 13 seasons, we're going to have represented. So please make sure that you keep that. And that will be going on November 19th through the 26th. So same situation. You buy your ticket and you get down, you're comfortable on your couch, and you can watch by request and hopefully support the theater. Because as you know, we desperately need your support to keep the doors open and the theater running. If you are so inclined tonight, please feel free to stop on over to our donation link and make a donation. That's Farmers Alley Theater Online/give. And any amount matters, as we all try to keep moving forward and keep our theater moving forward. We're doing that online. We continue to do content here at Farmers Alley Theater at Home. And speaking of, on Sunday, our artistic director, Jeremy Koch, will be hosting 3 of the incredibly talented people responsible for the conviction of Lady Lorraine. We've got Dwanda Lampkin, as I said, is our writer and our star. And then we also have Didi Baptiste and Thomas. Thomas. Co-directors, Thomas Murray, our co-directors of the show. So you're going to get an inside scoop. You're going to learn a lot more about the show, and we're going to make sure that you guys are as excited about the show as we are. So that's what's happening this Sunday at 8:00 on Farmers Alley Theater at Home. You can watch Farmers Alley Theater at Home on Facebook Live. You can watch it on YouTube Live, and if you don't feel like it, you can always watch it on demand. Okay, you can watch it on our website or on Instagram. Awesome. Well, listen, I want to thank Atis and Lisa. Hi, come back for a second. I just want to say thank you again.
Thank
you.
Oh my God, thank you.
So great.
It was so wonderful. It made me happy all day. Thank you so much to Farmers Alley Theater, to Jeremy Koch, Deneen Koch, Adam Weiner, Rob Weiner. You guys have given me a home, a theater home, and you've so graciously given your space for me to create theater and create concerts, and it's been a blessing and a joy working with you. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of Farmers Alley Theater at Home. And thanks so much to Jason Koch, my producer tonight. I really appreciate it. Good job, Jay. And listen, until then, remember that even though we're in the pandemic, and even though we are struggling to keep moving forward, theater helps us do that. And please remember to support the theater. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.